Garcia from California. How are you?
Hey, good morning, Hugh. I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
You've got one of those long days ahead. I'm sure you're going to go polling place to polling place. How's it feel in California? And tell people who you represent and where they can go and vote.
Yeah, it's been a long, call it 20 months. This has been a marathon, my fourth of four elections in just 8 months. So we're ready for today. The energy is high. We have polling centers, obviously, throughout the district here, and we're starting to see this major uptick in good conservative values going out and voting, and independents, frankly, who just want to continue to survive in California. So we're excited. We've got a great day ahead of us, and looking forward to the big win.
You know, the numbers across the country are extraordinary, Congressman. People are turning out. We had 120 million votes roughly 4 years ago. It looks like 160 million this year. Are you seeing that in California 25?
Yeah, absolutely. I think in our district we're already at about 245,000 people who have voted out of just over 400,000. So it's going to be record turnout. I think people are waking up. They've got to pay attention to these elections and more importantly, pay attention to who they're voting for. And they're voting their values and not necessarily down party lines, which in a district like mine where I only have 31% registered as Republicans, that's huge. People are seeing the performance. They're seeing representation with pride and excellence without arrogance here in the district, and they're flocking to it, and I'm humbled by it.
Congressman Garcia, do they know what happens in the military, and do they care if the Democrats get the presidency and the Senate? Because I saw Chris Smith, the ranking Democrat on armed services, say, of course there will be cuts to the military. And I think about the training money you did not have when President Obama was president. I think about the cuts to deployment. It's just as terrible for the military to elect Democrats.
Oh, it's absolutely. It's backbreaking right now, especially on the heels of the Obama administration with the Budget Control Act and sequestration. President Trump has done a nice job of reconstituting, recapitalizing, investing in our troops, bringing our troops home, frankly, and getting us out of wars sooner rather than later. So we need to be doubling down in our investments in our military right now, not pulling the funds. And it will happen if we elect Democrats, if the Dems not only control the House but also the Senate and win the presidency. This is a dark day. At the end of the day, if we have a Biden, Schumer, Pelosi world for the military, indeed.
Now, Congressman Garcia, you beat the same opponent in the special. They didn't stop giving her money. I mean, they just flooded you with money. Have you been able to match and fight back? And what's your website?
You know what? Actually, we have. We've been matching almost dollar for dollar. I was the third highest donor or fundraiser in the nation. As someone who's only been in office for 5 months, that's extraordinary. I'm grateful for our nearly 50,000 donors. It's not my opponent who's raising money. It's Pelosi who just keeps dumping money. She's spent about $6 million here in the last 5 weeks, and she's taken this very personally. She doesn't want me in this seat, obviously, and we're fighting the fight. So if anyone can help at this point, we still are raising money. We've got to pay the bills. My website is electmikegarcia.com, and every dollar counts.
How do they campaign against a combat veteran F-18 pilot? I just don't know how they do it, Congressman Garcia.
Well, they're not doing it very well, which is fortunate for us, and they're grasping for straws in a state where straws are illegal, calling me a chicken because of my voting record in office here for 5 months, basically trying to shame me because I'm a successful businessman, and that's really what's wrong with California. You shouldn't be shamed for being successful.
Calling you a chicken after you land an F-18 on a bobbing piece of real estate in the middle of a stormy sea?
The irony is thick. Yes, it's a flightless bird, and so it's not resonating. It's not successful, and Pelosi just keeps spending the money. So
okay, last question. What are the cities in the 25th? I want people to know the area that we're talking about specifically.
Yeah, so the 25th is northern LA County, Antelope Valley, Santa Clarita, Porter Ranch, Acton and Agua Dulce, and then parts of Ventura County with Simi Valley. A very large district, very eclectic and purple district.
You've got the Reagan Library, though, right?
We do. We live in the shadows of the Reagan Library, so there's always a bright, shining, beacon of hope on the hill for us here, and we're gonna not only keep this seat, but also start influencing districts around us here in the next couple of years.
So I hope that Jennifer Horn is listening as she takes over from me at KRLA The Answer in LA as we go off the air here today and gets people out from Mike Garcia. We can't count on Brian; he's a lefty, but we can count on Jennifer.
Mike, Brian's a big fan too. We're gonna have to change his name a little bit here, but
what? You got Brian to vote for you? You got Brian to say nice things?
About the vote. We'll see. We'll see. That'll be a good question for him later.
I don't know. I want you to go talk to Jennifer. I wouldn't trust Brian. No, I wouldn't do that. He's like, but nevertheless, Congressman Garcia, have a great day. Run through the tape. We'll talk to you this week. Congratulations on a great effort.
Thank you, Hugh. Appreciate you.